The air is damp and sweaty bodies touch each other as we board. The smell is so rank that it's hard to breathe. It's a typical day in Havana. The bus is bound for Pinar del Rio, and it's the last one of the day. And so I'm particularly upset at my mom because I've always wanted to go to Pinar del Rio. So then I asked myself, why are we taking the last bus? To the happiness of the passengers, all I can see is the worried look in my mom's face. Mami, ¿qué te pasa? What's wrong? She immediately barks back. Ay, niño, cállate. Para de preguntar preguntas. Shut up. Stop asking questions. This response has become the norm for the last 15 months since my father left us. My uncle, he tells us that my father left for a job in Santiago de Cuba. My aunt says that he has left us for another woman. My grandmother simply can't even look at me when I ask her about it, and my grandfather tells me that he'll be back in a day. It's really hard to believe anyone these days as there's so many changes happening all around us. The Soviet Union has collapsed, Cuba's biggest aid following the embargo from the US, and the food and social situation in Cuba has become really dire. The lines at the supermarket are getting longer, people are getting hostile, people spend 5 hours just to get some café, some arroz, and some pan. My mom says it's because the government doesn't know what they're doing, but I don't really care. I just really want to have some pan in the morning. I really love bread. So we spend most nights staring at the news and the TV, watching the endless reports of people trying to escape Cuba and failing to do so. It's quite common to hear of bodies being found in the ocean and their failed attempt of getting to Miami. So my brother says that it's all fake, that the government is making it all up. To be honest, I'm not really sure. There's so much hysteria going on. I didn't even know fake news existed back then. So my mother is quiet during the entire bus ride and she says nothing, staring blankly into space. I look at my brother and we look at each other with the something's going on. The only words that she speaks is, "Estoy bien." I'm fine. We both know she's not fine. And as we pass San Cristobal, my mom finally breaks her silence and says, "Abra las manos y tómate esto." Open your hands and take this. She hands us 2 white pills for us to consume. My brother, as always, takes them. I have some questions. What is this? Is it candy? Why does it look like a pill? If it's candy, why is it white? My mother's response is simply a slap in my face followed by an additional pill for me to take.
It's okay.
Now from this moment, I can't really recall much of the remaining hours. There are glimpses of visions. In one, I'm being carried off the bus. In another, I'm in a bush next to my brother. And eventually I come to realize that my brother is holding me as I wipe blood from my nose. We're on a boat and all I can hear is yelling. There's an older man with us and 2 twin girls, and I recognize them. I hear more yelling and the smell of burnt tire. My head is pounding. And when I try to open my mouth, my mother just shoves 2 more white pills and says, "Tómatelo, swallow." And I do. So I finally awake, and I'm in a hospital bed with my brother sitting next to me holding what appears to be a magazine with the words Florida on it. Where are we, I ask? Estamos en la Yuma. The word Yuma is the name that Cubans refer to as the United States. I shout, "So we're gonna go see Bobby?" He says, "Yes. We've arrived in Key West, Florida, and under the current law, any Cuban who had touched land would be allowed to claim political asylum. We were one of those Cubans." Before I can comprehend what's happening, my mother walks into the room with this really fine cop. And so, I'm not taken back by his fineness, but what I'm taken back is by what he's holding in his hand. It's a big, bright red can. And so the cops begin to speak some strange Spanish to my mom, and they begin talking about what's going to happen to us. There's talk of a refuge home, some money that they're going to lend us. And through all of this, I just keep looking at the can. And I said, ¿Qué es eso? What is that? And he looks at me and he says, it's a Coke. And I said, what is Coke? And he laughs and he hands it to me and I take a sip. And now I can't explain to you the feeling I had, but the next 30 seconds was amazing. Still going on. And I said, what? And he said, I was like, can I have this? And he said, yeah, you can have as much as you want. I said, as much as I want? He goes, yeah. So then I finally began to cry at that moment. And so the next few days are blurred. So we go from refuge home for refuge home. And my mother keeps arguing about why they haven't found my dad. And quite honestly, I don't really care because everything around me smells so good. Everything, the colors are so bright, the people, they're so white. The air, there's air conditioning everywhere. And even now I smell carpet, like new carpet. Like when you walk into an apartment that's freshly done, like that smell is so, yes. But above all else, I just remember drinking Coke because this magical drink for me represented comfort and safety and new beginnings. And so for the next few days, my father arrives and my brother is yelling, my mom is screaming, and things are happening. And so we drive to Miami, Florida from Key West, and we walk in directly into a supermarket. It's a 24-hour supermarket. If you remember the 90s, it was called Extra with an X. And as we entered, I just remember thinking, holy fuck, there's food everywhere, and I can have all this food. And I've never seen so much food in my life. So my brother and I went into those candy by the pound things where you put the candy and you weigh it. And so we just started eating it because we don't understand the concept of paying for things. So my dad yells like, this is, you don't know, you have to pay for that. I'm like, this is like you, man. Like, you don't pay for it. So we pack our 89 bags into this Toyota Corolla for my dad turns to us and says, now that we're Americans, there are things you gotta know. And if anybody here is a child of an immigrant, they can tell you that the expectation of immigrant parents are a bitch. And so we're expected to get a job, go to school, learn to speak English, bring your family from Cuba, meet a girl, have children, raise a family, buy a house for your family, buy a house for your girlfriend's family. You buy a house for your neighbors. So this is not a house buying. Holy fuck, I don't know that America is for me. Oh my God. And so it wasn't until high school that I began to see the crack in my parents' American dream. I knew that I was gay, but coming out to them would be kind of heartbreaking. And not because they wouldn't accept me, but because I would never achieve the things that they wanted from me from that day in the car. And they constantly reminded my brother and I that they had a difficult life here in the United States. So in Cuba, my dad was a chemistry professor, very respected, and my mother was a nurse. But here, he was a truck driver, and my mom couldn't find work. So not having the English skills to continue their careers hurt them. And here I was, not appreciating any of that. And it's not that I didn't want all these things. I want a house. I don't want a girlfriend or a wife, but it's just that I wanted to create my own story. And I didn't want to have these things that they expected of me. And telling them that I was gay, for me, meant that I didn't appreciate all the things that they had sacrificed to bring my brother and I here. And that somehow I was disrespecting my parents for not being grateful for the things they had given up to come here. And I asked myself, can I just be straight and give them what they wanted? And so that question came full circle when I met my first boyfriend. And I was so happy. If anyone here remembers their first boyfriend, you're all gonna move. And so I lied to my mom every time I went to go see him, and so I got tired of lying to her. And so I finally decided to come clean, and so I said, Mommy, me gustan los hombres. And so Latinos don't really understand the word of gay, but using the word maricón is fucking worse. So I just decided to ease it in and say, I enjoy the company of men. So she sat there perplexed, tears running down my face. I mean, I was crazy, nervous. And she just stayed quiet. She looked at me, and after what seemed like forever, she just looked at me and she said, do you want to be a hairdresser? No. I was 15. So what she said, well then, if you're not going to be a hairdresser, I don't really understand. And I said, okay, let me explain myself. So I said, Mommy, she said, mira. She wanted to tell me how I was not gay, that I was going through a phase and that I could be what's called a bugalón. Now, a bugalón is a man who is married to a woman who has children, but society knows that he's gay, his wife knows he's gay, but it's just they live a life of normalcy. So, but when I told her that I didn't want to be bugalón, that I wanted to love a man, and I wanted that love back, and that's when she got angry. And so she raised her voice and she lectured me for 20 minutes about all she had given up to bring us here, and how I was being selfish by choosing to be gay. And all I could sit there was listen. And so I was angry. I was sad. And above all else, I was silent. And I was silent for a long time until she finally looked up and she says, so tú no vas a decir nada? You have nothing to say? And so I looked at her and I thought about how disappointed she must be in me. Of all the things that she had planned for my life and all the dreams she had for her children. And I imagine my mom holding us on the raft years before, knowing that no matter what, her children would be in a better place, in a better world, that they would have the life that she never could back in Cuba. I thought of my dad risking his life years earlier in a raft full of 9 men, working at a car wash, fixing broken vacuum cleaners to make ends meet, and sacrificing his education. And all the while, giving all this up for his kids. And here I was, selfishly choosing to be shattering my family's dream. So with tears in my eyes and my heart in my throat, my mom said, so tú no vas a decir nada? And I couldn't think of nothing more to calm me down, and so I said, see, may I please have a Coke?